Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a special one. Today we will be putting all of Coldplay's LPs and EPs in a tier list and also ranking them. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm excited that I'm finally getting the chance to do it. So basically, I just want to give my own take, for a band I've been listening to since I was 7 years old. So I'm excited to do it. So we're going to begin. Oh, let me first show you the tier list. So this is the tier list. We have S tier, A tier, B, C, D, and then Maroon 5. Maroon 5 basically means hot garbage. As you know, Maroon 5 used to be a very good band, sold out, and now they're not very good anymore. So I have them as my bottom tier. But S tier, obviously the top of the top. A tier is almost there, but maybe there's one or two things that kind of just don't allow it to get to S tier. B tier is okay, this is pretty good. C is right in the middle, and then D is not very good. And obviously Maroon 5 is what Maroon 5 is. So we're going to begin with the first EP, Brothers and Sisters. This was released in April 26, 1999. Very simple, 3-song EP. Easy to please is probably my favorite one off of it. Very nice, haunting melody that Chris provides. And one thing you're going to notice on this EP, the Blue Room EP in Parachutes, is that Radiohead and Jeff Buckley are big influences. You can hear it by the way Chris sings. You can hear it in the guitar work. You can hear it in the melody. And that's not a bad thing. And that's one thing I want to clarify, because a lot of people like to knock Coldplay because of that. If you're doing it right, it's fine. What are we talking about? If you look at a lot of basketball players, let's take Kobe Bryant, for example. He mirrored a lot of how he played based on Michael Jordan. Do we complain about that? No, because he was good. Coldplay did it correctly, and they added their own touch to it. Chris's vocals is now Tom York's vocals is pretty up there too, and Jeff Buckley as well. They're all great, but I feel like Chris has this haunting little thing going on. Anyways, so for this one, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's 3 songs, like I said. Kind of gives you a taste of, what's to come with Parachutes in the Blue Room. And, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and put that in. I think CT is fair, right in the middle, like I said, because it's 3 songs. So what are you going to do? It's 3 songs. And they're pretty good, honestly. Really, really enjoyed them. All right, we're going to be moving on to the Blue Room EP. This came out a little bit later on in 1999. This one's really good to me because it expands a little bit, has more songs, but you also get a taste of what's to come in Parachutes, because Don't Panic is in here and High Speed is also in there. And to me, this version of Don't Panic is a lot better than the one in Parachutes, because this one has a more softer tone coming from Chris's vocals, especially in the chorus. And there's this intro with this synth thing that's going on that I really enjoyed. And I think that it's just a better version. Such a Rush, to me, it's a nice little ballad that, picks up towards the end. And I really like the melody. Such a rush to do nothing at all. That's so cool. And it's simple and it's good. Bigger, Stronger is one of my favorite songs, period, from Coldplay. I wish it would have made it to Parachutes, because I think with better EQ and mixing, this song could have been one of their biggest songs. There's this very piercing guitar that I don't enjoy. And we're going to get into mixing and all that on the LPs more. But this one, I feel with just a bit more of mixing and tweaking, it could have really just been a really big song for them. I love that there's a guitar solo. I love that there's these crazy bass lines and stuff. I really enjoyed it. So for me, the Blue Room is going to go in the B tier, because it's better than Brothers and Sisters, obviously, because there's more songs. And also, I think the songs in general are just a bit better. Moving on to the first LP. This LP is the album I think I've listened to the most by Coldplay, because it's very short and compact, and it's straight to the point, which I love. As you can tell, we've added more little tabs in here. We'll get to those. Some of my favorite tracks: We Never Change, Spies, Trouble, Don't Panic. We Never Change. The slow, haunting, dark tone of it is why it's like I think in my top 5 favorite Coldplay songs of all time. And I think Spies, I love that it's like inspired after James Bond, even though like it's not really like a James Bond song. Trouble has one of the best, I think, piano lines that Coldplay has written. And then Don't Panic is also in here. What I was trying to say earlier is not that I don't like this version. This version is also very good. It sounds cleaner. The mixing is obviously better. But I just like the other details of the Blue Room version a little bit more. Now, the least favorite tracks tab that we have right here, it's not gonna mean all the time that the song is bad or that I just didn't like the way it was written or any of that. For some cases, yes, but for all the other cases, it could be because it's overrated, overplayed. We'll lean more towards the overrated side. So for me, Yellow is completely overrated. It's a good song. I'm not gonna say it's a bad song, but I think that there's so many other songs on this album that are just so much better. I like the ones I mentioned up there. Even Sparks, which is blowing up now, also much better. And I think just in general, a lot more songs better than Yellow. But I can understand why it blew up. It's nice. It's happy, blah blah blah. But it's just not my favorite. Quality of sound is a tab that I wanted to add to kind of talk about the mixing. It could be like the individual instruments. Like for drums, we'll get to some of those, the bass or the synths, strings, all that. So I wanted to add that and kind of rank it from 1 to 10. So for Parachutes, I have it at 8.1 because I think it was mixed really, really well. Compared to Blue Room, obviously EP, I think at this point they were with Parlophone. So, they did a great job of EQing it, putting it together. And it's one of my favorite albums of all time. It's going straight to S tier. Not the top of the S tier yet. Like, we'll rank that at the end. That's like the point. Like, we'll put all of these in the tiers, and then at the end we'll put them like who goes first and all that stuff. So that's where I have it as of now. Okay, moving on to the second LP, A Rush of Blood to the Head. You couldn't ask for a better sophomore album than A Rush of Blood to the Head. To many people, this is their favorite Coldplay album, which is completely understandable. 2 of my favorite top 10 Coldplay songs come from this album, and honestly, I go back to it all the time. I think this was the album that really inspired me as a musician the most because of like the drumming and even the guitar playing is like exactly what, like if I was a good electric guitar player, I would play based off of the tones and everything from this album. Favorite tracks include my all-time favorite Coldplay song, The Scientist, Warning Sign, Politic, and A Rush of Blood to the Head. The Scientist, I was introduced to. It was the first song I was introduced to by Coldplay. And you could be like, oh, it's your favorite because it's nostalgic. But I genuinely think it is so well written. The tone of the synth pad in the background, the pocket of the drummer and the bass being so locked in, the bass like plucking and muting the strings as he's playing the notes just fits in so perfectly. And then obviously the guitar tones, acoustic and electric, to me really cut through really well. And I think that they did such a good job blending everything together. Warning Sign to me is probably one of the most underrated Coldplay songs of all time, just because like of the melody, like, and the truth is I miss you, like that's so good. Like that should be a song that people listen to more. And like there's like this like strings in it, and there's a bunch of things going on in it that I truly think accompany the song really well. Politic is probably, if I can remember, one of my favorite openers of any album ever. Like the fact that you open up with these hard-hitting drums, everything, like just bam, 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 bam. It's amazing. And then A Rush of Blood to the Head is another one that I think a lot of people should listen to more often. It's kind of underrated. Great title track. And then my least favorite is In My Place. Again, not that I don't like it, but it just doesn't really move me as much. I know it's, a lot of people's favorites, but I just, it's okay. It's solid. It's a solid track. And then the quality of sound, 5.8, and there's only for one reason only, literally. Well, I guess 2. The drums and the bass, to me, can be forgotten so many times in this album. The snare, to me, sounds not great. It sounds flat. The bass drum, just wish it had a little bit more punch. and then like the bass also can feel a little not in the mix really well. And the reason why the rate is so low is because on other albums, even on Parachutes, I feel like they really did it well. They did it correctly. Like on Parachutes, if you listen to Spies, the bass comes in so cleanly, and Sparks, of course, and then drums as well. But I feel like on this album, it didn't really hit us hard. But that's like a very minor problem. This was obviously going to go into S tier. Great album as a whole. Really, really enjoy it. Still to this day, go back and listen to it all the time. Next album, X and Y. Now this one, to me, I mean, it's really hard to see a band, an artist, go 3 for 3. Like, the fact that they dropped Parachutes, A Rush of Blood to the Head, and then X and Y. Now, I know it's like the band's least favorite, if I'm not mistaken. They've mentioned that they wish they could go back and work on it. But I think it's like so good. It's no spoilers, but it is a very good album. Some of my favorite tracks coming from this album: White Shadows, Square One, X and Y, A Message, Twisted Logic. White Shadows to me is so good, and Square One, another great opener. This one's probably tied with Politic for my favorite openers. X and Y, very solid track as well. A Message is also underrated, and it's one of those where, like, if you're married, you can sing to your wife, or you can sing to your husband or whatever. And I think it's such a nice little "My song is love." Like, it's so good. Twisted Logic, I'm disappointed they never performed this one live, because I feel like this one would go so hard. Like, oh, especially that bridge. You go backward. Like, man, so good. And then least favorite tracks. Again, not that they're bad. Well, one of them to me I don't really like. But Fix You, once again, overrated. I just think any of those, what is that, 5 songs on my favorite tracks, I would take over Fix You any day. I just think that Fix You is way too overhyped. Like, the lyrics are okay. I understand why he wrote it, but it just doesn't really, it just sounds like a worship song, you know? And not that that's a bad thing, but if that's, I mean, that's obviously not their intention. But it, to me, is, you know, I just think it's not one of their better songs. And I just think it's a little overrated. Swallowed in the Sea, I just don't like it. You know, it's pretty bland, and I always skip it, if I'm being honest. When I went back to listen to these albums for this video, I just was like, I was hoping listening to it again would give me some, you know, new perspective, but still. 7.8 is the quality of sound. This is where, like, things started to really click in, and I feel like the way they EQ'd the synths and everything, the organ, oh man, the organ in this album is so good. Bass lines are cutting through nicely. The guitar tones, especially like on Talk, it's so clean, and you can hear it, and it sounds like somebody's singing, which you always love to hear. I wish there was a little more reverb, because at times it sounds dry, but to me, on overall, a good sounding album. This one's going straight to S tier as well. As you can see, there's a pattern, but that will change. We'll get to that. All right, on to Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends. Another good one. I mean, now you could say this is biased because I'm a Coldplay fan, but if you can appreciate music, you can appreciate that they literally dropped 4 straight bangers of albums, like, straight through, and it does not stop here. I love the strings in this one. Like, the strings just honestly, like, they just do something. They make you feel something, and it's a change of pace, you know, because first album is acoustic guitar heavy, second album is electric guitar heavy, third album is organ heavy, and now fourth album you got strings heavy. And I love that. I love that all of them have their own identity, and that's the one thing that I can appreciate, is that they're changing, they're evolving, but it's getting good. It's getting better. So this one, some of my favorite tracks: Lovers in Japan, Yes, Violet Hill, Strawberry Swing. Lovers in Japan, like, oh man. And Yes is more because of the hidden track that's associated to it. It's called Sleep Chant. If you haven't heard it, go check it out on YouTube. on its own. It's basically their attempt at shoegaze, and I love it so much. It's so good. Violet Hill is like one of those that gets you hyped, like if you love me, so awesome. And Strawberry Swing, man, the reverse guitar that they got going on is amazing. And I'm sure that a lot of people to this day were inspired by it. I'm sure there's like worship guitar players that are inspired by it. And then my least favorite track on this album, Cemeteries of London. Just it's like Swallowed by the Sea, where it's like, it just doesn't really do anything for me. It's okay. Once again, I skip it most of the time. And quality of sound is at 8.5 because of just the way they EQ the strings, and everything just blends in so well. And I feel like they've really found their footing now. And there's nothing to complain about. So this is going straight up, you guessed it, to S tier. Oh, wait, sorry. To S tier. All right, next. Prospects March EP. This came out a little bit later than the year, and then they combined the two albums. But I wanted to split it up just to give some, perspective on this one. So, pretty good EP as a whole. Some of my favorites: Life in Technicolor Part 2, Postcards from Far Away, Glass of Water, Lovers in Japan, Osaka Sun version mix. Life in Technicolor, this is the one with singing in it. The first one that's in the Viva La Vida standalone album is just the instrumental. And then Postcards from Far Away, one of my favorite little piano ballads. It's like 45 seconds long, but I love that thing. It's amazing. Glass of Water is in my top 10 favorite songs of all time. Just the way they go into the 5/4 and just the way they play that guitar rhythm. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then Lovers in Japan, Osaka Sun mix. This version is just the one that doesn't include that pretty long outro. I also enjoy it. There's times where I just don't want to hear the outro, so I'll just play this version. And then my least favorite track is Lost Plus, because this includes Jay-Z, and I just don't think he fits in the song at all. So I just said, nope, it's not good. It's not very good. So I give it a same call. It's, same recording from Viva La Vida, so it's 8.5. But I'm going to go ahead and put this in. We'll say A tier. Let's go A tier for now. We can always go back and switch it. All right, next. Mylo Xyloto. This one right here. When I went into it, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be B, C tier or something like that. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I anticipated. This is when they started to transform more into pop, but you still had elements of what they were previously. And to me, I was like, wow, this is actually really good. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Some of my favorite tracks: Every Teardrop is a Waterfall, Charlie Brown, Don't Let It Break Your Heart. Every Teardrop is a Waterfall is like a dance, the bass line, that's why I have it up here. The bass line in there is insane. My goodness. Charlie Brown is so good. Like, it's like anthemic. The guitar line, melody, beautiful. Don't Let It Break Your Heart was one of the ones that when I went back to listen, I was like, oh, this one I actually enjoyed a lot. And notice the three of these all kind of sound similar, have that kind of same style of rhythm, but I think they hit it out the park. And even the transitions, I think one of them is a hopeful transmission, and then I think the other one is a MMIX, which are like little beautiful interludes that go right before Every Teardrop is a Waterfall and Don't Let It Break Your Heart. The way it just transitions into the next song, they did it really well. My least favorite track is Princess of China, because this is basically where they started to try to get that mainstream pop song. And I love Rihanna. I have no beef with her. I think she's great. This song just did not hit for me. But the quality of sound is 9. The way they mix this thing, the synths, everything, like the low end, they hit it. And that's what I'm talking about. And with A Rush of Blood, now, this is like 9 years apart, but they had the right idea going into this album of how to EQ it. So for me, this is gonna go in A tier. It's not an S tier because S tier is like, this is just fantastic. But Mylo, like I mentioned, Princess is not one of my favorite songs, and like in general, I just think that these albums are just better. All right, moving on. Ghost Stories. This one gets fun for me. A lot of people do not like this album, and I don't mean just Coldplay fans. I think just in general, this is the most underrated Coldplay album of all of them. It literally gives you get Parachutes version of Coldplay, but you also are getting like Mylo. Like this is like Parachutes and Mylo got together and created Ghost Stories. The only thing about it is it's very mood based, and what I mean by that is you have to be in the right mood to listen to it. There isn't, I mean, besides The Sky Full of Stars, there isn't like a diverse selection of songs. They're like all in the same group, if you know what I'm saying. So like, it's like if you're in a heartbreak like situation, this is the album for you. But if you want something like, all right, cool, like this is gonna be good, or like a gym album, this is not for you. It really isn't, unless you're built like that. But Always in My Head, like that guitar line is so good. And the live version, they have a Ghost Stories live version on Spotify and Apple Music. That's very good, that I will check out. Magic, one of my favorite bass lines that guy wrote. Like, he crushed it. Oceans is literally Parachutes-esque. Like, straight out of Parachutes, just with like a little touch of different things. And Another's Arms, love that song. That one's very personal for me. I think that one like just hit so hard for so many different reasons. And then least favorite track, A Sky Full of Stars. Rest in peace, Avicii. It's a good EDM song. I just don't think it fits this album at all. Once again, it was just like, oh, let's throw in something that could get a hit, and they threw that in. So I do think it's a bit overrated. The quality of sound, a 9.5. I believe this is like one of my favorite sounding albums from Coldplay. Everything from the pads, the guitars, the bass, and the drums sound so good and tight. Pocket, like it's so good. And I think the way they mixed it, I think all of it, even the drum quality, the drum machine, all of it sounds beautiful. To me, this one goes to S tier. Yup, I know, I did it. Yup, a lot of people will probably have an A, B, maybe even C, but I got in S tier. It is such a beautiful album, and I have barely any complaints about it. All right, A Head Full of Dreams. This is where things get fun. Where do I even start? A Head Full of Dreams, very poppy, like album, just straight pop. My favorite tracks, A Head Full of Dreams, the title track, An Adventure of a Lifetime. The funkiness is off the charts. The guitar lines, and especially An Adventure of a Lifetime, like you cannot complain. They crushed those two. And overall, everything else, it's just a miss. It's just completely a miss for me. They really embraced the pop side of it. And the thing they did so well with Mylo was you still had elements of previous Coldplay albums. But this is kind of like they just abandoned it. Now it's just like, oh, here's pop. And like I feel like every song is an attempt to make a mainstream hit. And that just is not for me. There was at a certain point, if I can pull it up real quick, when it goes from Fun, Kaleidoscope, Army of One, Amazing Day, like I was like, when is this over? Like genuinely, I just did not enjoy this album at all. I still don't. I listened to each album twice. I don't know if I mentioned that in review in preparation for this, and just didn't hit for me. And there's not much to say. The quality of sound's okay. I feel like other albums sound better, but this is straight up Maroon 5. Like, there's just nothing genuine about this album. I don't know what the mindset was. I don't know if it was like, hey, you think we can hit this number? Well, let's try making all these songs that are hits. And just very disappointed. Very, very disappointed in this album. Moving on to Kaleidoscope EP. This one is solid. It's a solid EP. The thing that really pisses me off about this is they made the song All I Can Think About Is You. I believe it's the opener in the EP. And it is straight up vintage Coldplay. At this point, it's vintage because 2017, they stopped making music like this, like in 2005, 2007-ish. And I'm just like, it's still in there. They still have it. It's not that they just completely forgot how to make typical Coldplay songs. You know, there's in the rest of the albums, you'll get a glimpse of that. But they just, that's just not their identity anymore, which is very unfortunate. Hypnotize is also so good. I love the build to it, the way they go from, the like that, the chord chart, everything. Love that song. Least favorite, Miracles. Aliens is one of the worst Coldplay songs of all time, where you have like these alien sounds in the background, and then something just like this Tokyo remix. Doesn't matter what version of that song, I hate that song. Same quality of sound, because I think it was recorded around the same time as not a Russia, but that could never compare the two. A Head Full of Dreams. So, yeah, this is going in like C tier, just because I think the two songs in my favorite are pretty good. Like, they're really good. So that boosted up a bit. All right. Moving on to Everyday Life. Now, two things with this one. When I saw the album cover, for some reason, I don't know if I'm the only one, I was like, we're going to get like some Viva La Vida type thing, right? Maybe. And then when you hear the first song, which is called Sunrise, you're like, yeah, this is going down Viva La Vida string, heavy road. And to some degree, yes, like it does, but it's just not, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I think that's just the word. Like, it's okay. My favorite tracks, you see it, like, Arabesque is so good. Like, one of my favorite songs from the album, from this time period of Coldplay, the way they bring in saxophones for solo, different languages. And the lyrics are very basic, but it hits. It's anthemic. It's something that you can play and, like, dance to. Great track. And then Champion of the World, love that song, love the story behind the song, love the guitar melody and just the rhythm. The rhythm is pretty good. Now, I have cringe for Guns. I am not making this political. Okay, I want to get that straight. This is not a political stance. This is none of that. It's not because I'm in favor of Guns or vice versa. It's just, I think the way they approached this song was like kind of corny. Like, I don't know. I just, when I hear this song, I think of the meme of that one girl, if you guys saw during 2020, where she had like Black Lives Matter written all over her face, and she's going like that. Like, obviously, like what are you doing? Like, who are you? That's kind of the vibe I get with Guns and the album and some songs on the album. But that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to make this political or anything. I just think that it didn't fit. It didn't really fit right. And then least favorite tracks, Broken and Cry, Cry, Cry. Broken is like their gospel attempt. I just don't think Coldplay does gospel very well, and Cry, Cry, Cry with the high pitch singing is very mediocre to me. Quality of sounds 8.2. It sounds great. Like, they did a great job mixing and sparing on Arabesque, but I just don't really vibe with it very well. That's going straight to D tier. It's not as bad as A Head Full of Dreams, but it's not very good either. All right, next. Music of the Spheres. This one was literally up and down feelings. When they dropped the first single, which is Higher Power, I was like, all right, another pop hit song. Then they dropped, I can't remember if My Universe dropped first or Coloratura, but whenever they dropped Coloratura, I was like, this has a chance to, bring some old elements, because Coloratura is such a great song. It's 10 minutes long. It's the closing track, but the way they just combine all the elements. I feel like it's literally a combination of all their albums into one song, and I love it. I think this is the approach they need to go, where they can still evolve and do different things, but they have to remember what made them Coldplay, and I feel like they're kind of forgetting that. And it's not me bashing, it's not me complaining, but how do I say this? Let's say the best analogy I could come up with is, let's say your mom's been making your favorite dish, let's say lasagna, right? A certain way since you were a child, right? Like it's the same way and it's delicious and all that. But as you get older, she starts to, experiment. Instead of, I don't know, one seasoning, she's using another, like some gluten-free seasoning or something. You see, and you're just like, why? You were doing it not correctly, but you were doing it in a way where we all enjoyed it, and now it's kind of like, well, you're still doing it, but it's not that good anymore. But you could make it, because once in a blue moon, she makes it the old style. That's the best way I could put it. It's like, don't lose your identity. Now, I feel like we're already past that since all these albums have dropped. But My Universe, cannot stand that song. It's literally just a cash grabbing song. They added BTS. They're very, very popular, so it makes sense. Beautiful. I skip all. I don't even listen to this album. World Emoji also just not very good. Quality of Sound is 7. I was very just disappointed listening to this. This is going right into Maroon 5. It's just not good. It's not good. And I think it was the last time I set this expectation out of Coldplay. And, the bar just remains low until further notice. All right. Moving on to Moon Music. Moon Music is better than Music of the Spheres. Just want to get that out the way right away. It's solid. There's not very many like straight up cash grabbing attempts. It's okay. It's a solid album. Feels Like I'm Falling in Love was a great single. I really enjoyed that song, and I think Chris's vocals sound good, and just like the rhythm, all of it, very nice and cool, chill song. I enjoy it. Rainbow Emoji, on the other hand, probably besides. So I feel like each album has a song I really enjoyed, but this one really takes the cake. And there's not even singing. There's like very minimal singing, but it's just the sound. It's like, if it wasn't because the other songs suck, I would have put the quality of sound on this at a 10, because they just, if you listen to it with these things or whatever headphones you have, you're going to feel like you're floating. One of my favorite songs. They crushed it. Even the ending where there's like this little singing from this lady, just beautiful touch. And then we got songs like We Pray, which is absolutely horrible. I cannot stand it. It's literally there. The meme with Steve Buscemi where he's like, how do you do, fellow kids? We Pray is literally that. What are we doing? Like, we got Chris Martin talking about, as I walk through the valley of a shadow of death. Like, what? Like, what are we doing, bro? That's just not you. Quality of Sound 7.5. I'm going to put this in D tier simply because of the two favorites. They're very good. And I think it doesn't deserve to be in the same category as the two on the bottom. All right, let's go ahead and rank these real quick. Okay, so we're going to start from the bottom. Which one do I think is worse? Man, this is tough because I think that Music of the Spheres is worse just because the I don't know. If the album rubs me the wrong way. Actually, no, do I think? No, I think I have Full of Dreams is worse. I think it's straight up worse. Then we're moving on to D tier. I do think Moon Music is a tad bit behind Everyday Life because there's some good stuff in there. Now, I mentioned the rainbow emoji, but the one, there's a couple of good songs also on Everyday Life besides the ones I mentioned. So I think that's the correct ranking right there. And then C, between the two EPs, I think Brothers and Sisters is better than Kaleidoscope, even if it's just 3 songs. I think Blue Room being right in the B tier is fitting. I think Prospect March fits right there. Then you got Mylo. Also, I think this is literally the correct ranking for me. Now, the top is where things get interesting. I want to say that I think out of all of these in the top, this is going to be tough. I think Viva La Vida is last, for sure. Yep. Then I'll go Ghost Stories. And then I think I got, this is what I have. Now, I know people are probably losing their minds, first of all, that Ghost Stories is ahead of Viva La Vida. And then I have X and Y as my favorite. Listen, X and Y to me is just the perfect album from Coldplay in terms of just all the things they have and added, like the organ and the writing. And I think that tour they did, like, if you haven't seen, they have a Live in Toronto concert, beautiful. Everything about it is so good. I'm gonna pull up the song list. Square One, love that opener. What If, beautiful ballad. It's like in that same tier of, The Scientist in terms of ballad. Not saying song wise, just the type of song. White Shadows, like I mentioned. Fix You, okay. Talk, so good. Beautiful guitar lines. X and Y, love the title track. Trying hard to speak. So good. Speed of Sound. Oh, I forgot Speed of Sound. Speed of Sound is so good. Same vein as Clocks. Like, they are in that same category. Message, very good. Low, like that part where they go, 'cause I feel low. Oh, man. Like, I'm getting hyped just talking about it right now. And then the hardest part, also very good. Swallowing the Sea, okay, mid. Twisted Logic, Till Kingdom Come. Like, there's, besides the 2 I mentioned before, this album is just full out straight bangers. Not saying the other ones aren't, but this one to me, I can go back and listen to if I'm sad, if I'm happy, if I need something to get hype, all of those things. So this album to me is my all-time favorite. Parachutes is next. Rush of Blood. Like, these are on S tier. None of them are bad. I just think if I had to go by, okay, what album do I listen to the most and would listen to the most, I would go with X and Y. So ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Look forward to the next one. Maybe we will do a ranking of my favorite Coldplay songs. We'll see. But yeah, thank you very much, and have a good one.